Hey guys, I'm Regina. Welcome to my channel. And I just lit a candle for our tea party for this afternoon. And I have some old-fashioned syrup cake that I made. It's a 100-year-old recipe passed down from the generations. My grandma made it, then my mama made it. For us little kids, when we were little, come home from school, it was so delicious to have some syrup cake warm out of the oven. So I wanted to share that with y'all, and I'll give y'all the recipe. And you might, I don't know if y'all have ever had it. It's like an old-fashioned recipe, syrup cake. If you've, I guess the people that have had it, that remember it from the childhood, maybe they like it. I don't know. I'm not for sure, you know. It may be kind of strange to other people. It reminds me of, but to me it's good. Reminds me of my childhood, and it's good. It kind of reminds me of like a, similar to a gingerbread cake, but not so spicy, which you can add the spices. You can add like the cinnamon and nutmeg if you want to, but I don't want to. The spices don't really agree with me, especially anymore. So, okay, so I've got my hot tea. I just brewed my hot tea. And today, having the Red Rose Original Black Tea. It's really good. I've been getting that at Walmart has it, Publix, and they've been having like the 75% off coupon that you can, they have it on the tea box. You take it off, so I like that. Yeah, the red rose tea reminds me of Mama. She loved roses, hearts and roses, red roses. Okay, and then I have for my creamer today, I have half and half. I just opened some half and half, and it says on the carton of it to use it, when you open it, use it within 7 days. So I will, I might put some of it in the freezer, maybe half of it in the freezer. And my next batch of syrup cake, I think I'm going to use, instead of just plain milk, I'm going to use this half and half. It'll be good. Okay, so let's see. So we'll put add some half and half for the creamer. I've got to where I like the creamer more than I used to. Okay, so we've got our creamer. And then I'm going to add a little bit of honey. Remember the honey that I transferred out of, the local honey, transferred it out of the plastic bottle into my glass jar that used to hold maple syrup. And speaking of maple syrup, I know we had a tip from Jazzy at Crafty Girl. Is it Crafty Girl Chronicles? I'll link her channel. A tip on that it's healthy for you than just plain sugar or regular syrup, you know, sugary syrup, or especially corn syrup, is to have like the maple syrup, and she said either maple syrup or date syrup, and which I think she's from England. It's a little bit of honey. But yeah, I have some maple syrup, but the date syrup, I looked for that in the grocery store. I didn't see it. I don't know if we have it here. We probably do have it here somewhere, but I didn't see it in Walmart or Publix. Okay, so we've got the honey and the creamer and our yummy hot tea. I had coffee this morning. Coffee and then a second refill of coffee. So in the afternoons, I usually have tea or hot cocoa. Alrighty. Yeah, let me have some of my tea here. Try that recipe. That's very delicious. Yeah, the half and half creamer makes it even better than the milk. Okay. I'm about to show y'all tell y'all the recipe for the syrup cake. And let's see. Let me show you what I got in the mail today. That's fun. I have enough. I've told y'all before, I saved like the glass jars, especially the cute glass jars, and I had this one, the glass jar. I had got it off eBay. I wish we had saved this kind of stuff back in the day. It's a glass jar, and it was Maxwell House. It still had the labels and everything, and it was in mint condition. So I use it to store and I've got like the little stainless scoop in there. I bought it from Walmart a couple years ago, the stainless scoop for the coffee scoop. So I had, yeah, on my coffee, I usually use the whole bean coffee and grind it up. So then what I grind for the next couple of days, I'll store it in my glass jar, which coffee jar, which I don't usually don't get Maxwell House, but I just like the jar, vintage, and it's fun. Makes it more fun to make the coffee. So okay, so get back to the story of what I got in the mail today. I'd ordered this off eBay. Look at that, how cute! It's cuter than what, like it's cuter when I got it in person. It's the 2 ounce of the Taster's Choice, and I liked it because it's the vintage glass jar, and with the metal lid. So it was freeze dried. Freeze dried coffee is supposed to last longer, I think, than the instant or the other ground. Okay, so yeah, see the man with his coffee, so it still had the label, nice and clean with the label. It's got the label on the back. But yeah, I thought that was so fun. It's so cute. And I probably shouldn't, but sometimes, like impulse purchase. Then after I got this one, there was which I got a good price on this. Some of them are going really expensive. People buy the vintage, or whatever you can't get in the store anymore. They buy the glass jars now. I even saw somebody selling this, like an empty glass jar of the Dollar Tree that they still sell them in Dollar Tree for $1.25. The coffee in the glass jars. I don't know if anybody will buy it. Anyway, oh, okay. So I got this one, the 2 ounce, which is the little cute one. And then I saw there was a listing in auction for a 1 ounce. It was Taster's Choice, had a, it was like a sample. It's kind of rare to get those. Like a sampler of their Taster's Choice in the 1 ounce. So it's going to be even smaller and cuter than that one and more rare. And so it was like they had an auction on it, and I bid the $5 plus $5 shipping, and I was thinking, I probably won't get it, but I'll go ahead and bid that. And a lot of people had it on the watch list, but nobody bid it on it, so I won that. So that's coming in the mail. I'll show you all that later, and it still has the labels and everything. It's going to be really, really cute. Okay, back to the syrup cake. I think I called it syrup bread in one of my recent videos, but it's actually officially syrup cake. So let's see. Oh, and I added raisins to the recipe because I like raisins. And so I kind of added a little bit to the recipe to make a little more than the usual 8 or 9 ounce cake, pan, 8 or 9 ounce pan. So I added a little bit more and made a little more. So I made this in my cast iron. I had in my 8-inch round cast iron pan. I filled that up. And then, so what I had fitted perfectly. Well, I had to overflow it a little bit. I had to overflow the my miniature muffins. So I filled one of those pans up. So that's the muffin. I cut it in half. So I don't know. I might like the one in the cast iron pan better. I'm not for sure, but anyway. So, and I think next time I'm going to try baking it in the 8 by 8 square inch glass. I've heard that these do really well in the glass also. Okay, so the recipe, and see, there's the raisins there. So I added the raisins, and it's really good. To me, it's really good. And I'm sure Mama used cane syrup. She always had cane syrup in the house. A lot of people do in the recipes, they use cane syrup, but you can also use whatever syrup that you have. You can put part sugar, part syrup. You can use molasses, which I used molasses, that grandma's molasses in the glass jar you get in Walmart. I meant to show y'all that. I'm going to clean. I used the rest of what I had in that little bottle, that little glass jar, and I'm going to wash it up, of course, and leave the label intact. So I used the molasses, which is really dark, and whatever syrup you have, if it's dark, it's going to make your cake be darker. Okay, so let me see what I did within my bowl. I first you can either do like a stick of 1 stick of butter, or like 3/4 stick of butter, according to how much you want, or half a cup of vegetable oil, or some coconut oil. That would be softened, the butter or the coconut oil, have that softened. And then I think I just put enough coconut oil in there to where, to me, it looked like it was about the same as a stick of butter. I mean, I don't measure stuff. So anyway, so you cream your oil, whichever oil you choose, oil or butter that you choose. Cream put your oil in there with your, okay, some people put like maybe a fourth to a half cup of sugar. I didn't put any sugar, but if you don't want to put a lot of syrup, I think it calls for like, let's see, the syrup, 1.5 cups of syrup, whatever kind of syrup you want to use, or yeah, the cane syrup or molasses, whatever kind you want to use. You can just use regular syrup off the shelf, whatever you have in the house. Okay, so cream the butter and the syrup, and if you want sugar, have that in there, cream that. And then add either 1 or 2 beaten eggs. And then, okay, finish creaming that up, and then you can add your milk. Got this recipe all scratched out here. Where's the milk? Gosh, I just went over the recipe. Now, where's the milk? Oh, either something, you know, back in the Depression, a lot of times they didn't have milk. But if you lived out in the country and had cows, you always had milk. Either 3/4 cup of hot water, or you can put 3/4 to like a cup of milk. And also you can have some cream in there, like milk and the cream. This half and half, I think I'm going to try with my next recipe. I'm trying different things to see the way I like it. It probably won't never be as good as Mama's. Okay, so you got your cream shortening, your sugar, your syrup, if you want to put sugar, your syrup, then your 2 beaten eggs, then your milk, about 3/4 cup of milk. And sometimes I don't put I like wait and see how my batter is before I put all the milk and all the flour. Okay, so you've got your wet ingredients, and I think I went ahead on my baking soda. I think I went ahead and put that in after I had all my wet ingredients mixed well. It says 1.5 teaspoons baking soda. I might have put, I don't measure that well, I might have put around a teaspoon of baking soda instead of the 1.5 that it calls for. Okay, so some baking soda, and which this recipe calls for like maybe 2 to 2.5 cups of plain flour, because like I said, I mean, I'll wait and don't add all of it until I see if it's the consistency that I want. So with the plain flour, of course, you would have some salt. This calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I think I put a little more than that, maybe 3/4 teaspoon of salt. If you want to, you can add a teaspoon of ground cinnamon and ginger in there if you want to. I did not, because I don't have the spices. Okay. Let's see, trying to be sure I'm telling everything. Baking soda. Okay, and of course, you know, you could substitute and don't have the baking soda and the salt and have self-rising flour if you want to. I always use the plain flour. And you know, every recipe is going to tell you something different. So, okay, so after you get, and the raisins. What I do with the raisins, I added a good many raisins, and I put them in with my flour. We kind of dredged the raisins so they wouldn't all just sink to the bottom. Okay, so I need to add that, write that down on my recipe, raisins. Okay, so then I like to put my flour in there and mix that up. Okay, and which I'll try to remember to type that down below in the drop box about the recipe. But like I said, I mean, I don't always go exactly by the recipes, because a lot of times I don't measure stuff. Okay, so either 8-inch or 9-inch round pan or square pan. It's according to what size your pan is. Around 350 degrees, and according to how hot your oven is, gets around 350 degrees for 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I just kind of gauge, keep testing it. Because I like it, you know, kind of well done. Okay, yeah, because I like kind of a dense cake or bread. Okay, I think that's it on the recipe. I'll try to remember to type that in. Yeah, I really like it. So, yeah, it's like, I'm going to start making this. So there's the muffin. I cut the muffin in half. It has raisins too. Yeah, I've had some of this after my cereal. I had some with coffee after my cereal. And then I had some like after lunch, like a little piece after lunch with my snack. So I have another little piece now, probably with my hot tea. Speaking of that, let me get another little sip of tea while it's still hot. That is so delicious with that half and half creamer and the local honey. I can really taste the honey even though I didn't put very much in there. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and I will talk to y'all on the next video. And also I will when I make this again, like I may try a little variation. If I make it again, I might I'll let y'all know how I like that, and if I adjusted the recipe. I'm trying to make it like Mama did, which this is close, I think. Okay, well, I so very much appreciate each and every one of y'all, and I will talk to y'all on the next video. Y'all have a fabulous day. Hope y'all having some nice snacks, afternoon snacks today. Bye, friends.